Welcome back to LarryB YouTube channel. In today's class, we're going to learn how to make this beautiful six pieces spiral banana skirt. You can see the spiral effect that we have here. I made this using the pattern method. You can also do this with your free hand. If you like a tutorial on that, let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to film a tutorial on it. So I'm going to take you through how to draft the pattern for this, how to cut it, and also how to sew in this video. If this is something you like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. So we are making a banana skirt. The skirt has like a spiral shape, so that's why it's called banana skirt. It's like spiral, and it's very similar to six pieces skirt, although it depends on how many pieces you want yours to be. So in this case, I'm going to be making mine six pieces. You need to know the pieces that you want. You can make it four pieces as well if that is what you want. You can even make it eight pieces. So I'm going to be using some techniques that we use in drafting a six pieces skirt. So I'm going to be using this miniature size mannequin because I want you to see everything. So it's going to be small and my table is going to be able to contain everything. So you just need to apply your own actual measurements. So the measurements you are going to need is your round waist measurement. You need your round waist measurement if you are working with a zipper. If you are working with elastic, you can use your round hip as your round waist. So you need your round waist measurement, you need your round hip measurements, you need your hip line measurements, that's from your waist to your hip. You need your knee length measurement from your waist to your knee as well, and then you also need your full length measurement. So those are the important measurements you are going to need. So once you have that, you are going to put your pattern on fold like this. You can see that my pattern is on fold, and once you fold your pattern, you start taking your measurement. So here I'm going to assume this place to be my waistline, which is also my starting point. So if you want to cut your band with it, you can just come down by whatever it is that you want to use for your band, and that is going to be your new starting point. So these are my line. This is my starting point. This is my hip line. This is my knee, and this is my full length. So now to your full length, you're going to add from, I think, 6 to 7 inches should be fine. That's because we are going to be creating a spiral effect. The spiral effect is what is going to add volume to it. So by the time you do your slash and spread, it's going to reduce the length. That's why you need to add this extra. So to mine, remember it's just a miniature. I just have extra 4.5 inches on my paper, and that is what I'm going to be using for mine. So once you have all of these measurements, the next thing is to start taking your circumference measurements. For me, the round waist I'm working with is 14. So because it's six pieces, I'm going to divide that into six, and that's going to give me 2.3 inches thereabouts. Now this paper is folded into two, so it means you are supposed to share the 2.3 between these two, but for it to be uniform and easy, that's why I folded it. So that 2.3, I'm just going to divide it into two again so that I'll have them on each side. I hope you understand that. So 2.3 divided by 2 is going to give me around 1.6. So 1.6, that 1.6 I'm going to add. So let's say I have 1.6 here. I'm going to add my seam allowance to that. You can also add ease allowance. So for that, I'm just going to add 0.75. Mine is just a miniature. So if you're looking at a life size, you can add extra 1 inch allowance to yours. So I'm adding 0.75 to mine, and that is my waist measurement. So I'm going to come to my hip as well. The hip is 19. I'm going to divide it into 6 first because we're going to be having 6 pieces, and that is 3.2. So now to share it, you are going to divide into 2 again, and that's giving me 1.58. So I'm going to mark the 1.58 should be around here. Then I'll add 0.75 allowance to it as well. I hope you are following. Okay, so now the next thing is go to your round knee. So for your round knee, you just need to remove between 1 to 1.5 inches from your round hip measurement. If you are working with a life size, okay, just remove 1 to 1.5 inches from whatever you have on your hip, depending on how fitted you want it to be. But for me here, I think I have almost 3 inches here, so I'll just mark 2.5 for my hip, including seam allowance. So now you're going to take your curve, and then you're going to connect these points together. Okay, We're going to connect these points together. So what I have here, I'm going to go ahead now and take it down all the way to my hem. Okay, I'm going to mark it straight down to the hem. So this is marked now. You grab your scissors and cut that out. So you can see how small this is looking because of the size we are working with. So this is like our skirt bodies now. So there are several methods you can use to achieve this. We are working with the slash and spread method, which I think is very easy, but you can also use freehand method to achieve this. If you like a tutorial on the freehand method as well, let me know in the comment section. So this is my knee length. So I'm going to go ahead now and extend it to the other side. Remember, we have opened it up now. So now the fitting is going to stop on the knee. So from the knee downwards, I'm going to introduce more volume to it. So to do that, I'm going to be using the slash and spread method. So now we're going to be slashing all of this. Will create slash lines for this. So you can just mark 2 inches in between them, but I'm just going to be marking 1.5, okay, between all of them, and then I'm going to connect them to form a line, which will now form my slash lines. Okay, you can see how I am marking it. You can also eyeball it if you want. So I'll just go ahead now, take my ruler and then create slash lines. Okay, you can create as much as you want. So once you create your slash lines, we are going to grab our scissors and then cut so that we can spread. But when you are cutting, one side is going to be closed, so you are not going to cut completely through. You're not going to cut through like this. You're going to cut, you're going to cut and then stop at the tip so that you can spread. And the cutting is going to start on your knee length. This is my knee, please. Okay, this is the knee, this is the hip line. So the cutting is going to start on your knee length. You are going to start slash it and stop at the tip. So we are going to do this for all of these lines that we have here. So once you are done slashing it, the next thing is to go ahead and spread. So you can spread by 1 or 2 inches. So to do this, you can spread directly on your paper, or you spread on your fabric directly. You can spread it on another paper or spread on your fabric directly. So I'm going to go ahead now and spread it on another paper, which will form my pattern that I'm going to use to cut on fabric. So please make sure that you arrange it well and then you spread evenly. Okay, so you can see now that I have gone ahead to spread it. This is what I have. I'm going to cut it out first before I shape it so that you will not be confused. And you can see the spread lines. So you just need to connect the mouth of each of the spread, and then I'm cutting it out. So you can see how I am cutting this. So this is the shape that our skirts have currently. This is the knee line, and that is where the spreading starts. You can see that this measurement still remains the same because we did not cut through. It's only this part that we introduce volume to. So now the next thing I'm going to do now is to shape the hem of the skirt so that it's going to be tapered. So from where it stops here, you can use your free hand or use a cuff to form like you are doing a spiral. Okay, so you are going to connect it to somewhere here so that the mouth of this is going to be pencil. So once you connect it like this, you're going to grab your scissors again and then you're going to reshape it. So once you do this, you are done drafting your skirt. The next thing is to cut it on your fabric. So I'm going to be using two different types of fabric so that it can show well. You can also pipe the middle, the center of each of them, so that the difference is going to show that you have a spiral effect going on there. I'm using this pattern Ankara and this plain Mikado combined so that it's going to show that I have two different patterns there. So now we are making 6 pieces, so I'll cut 3 of this and 3 of the plain. If you're using just one piece of fabric, then you're going to cut 6 of it. I've gone ahead to cut them out. I already have allowance on my pattern, so I don't need seam allowance. I just cut out exactly what I have on my paper. So I cut 3 of the Ankara fabric and three of the plain fabric. So you make sure that they are facing the same side when you are cutting them. You can see your akara needs to be facing the same side so that you will not make mistake. So this is what we have. We have three of this and three of this. So we are going to be sewing them facing inwards. You can see the way it's looking like C. Okay, okay, that's how you are going to arrange them. That was why we blended it here on the hem, so that when you sew it, it's going to look continuous. It's not going to just stop abruptly. That was why we shaped it to look tapered on the hem like this. So now what I'm going to do now is to slot each of the plain in between the Ankara fabric like this. Okay, you can see how I'm arranging it. How I'm arranging it is how you are going to sew it. I'm going to slot each of the plain in between the Ankara in a C form like this. I hope you can see it. Then I'll take it to my sewing machine and start joining them together. When I join it, you will see what it looks like. I've gone ahead to sew it, and you can see how I just joined them together. I used the black color thread so that you can see it. And then if you notice, the hem is continuous, because if you don't shape it, it's very important that you shape it to curve it like this so that you can have the hem looking continuous like this. So the next thing to do now is to fix your band or whatever it is, or you hem it inside, and then you fix a zipper on this side. If you don't want to use a zipper, then it means you're going to use the same measurement you used for your waist to your hip, and don't add too much allowance. I had to start sewing mine and cutting off excess because it was too big for the mannequin. So now you're going to measure where your zipper is going to stop, and then you sew the rest close so that you complete your skirt. So I'll do that now and then bring it to the mannequin so that we can see what it looks like. But so far, this is what the skirt looks like. So you iron it properly. Remember, it's spiral. You can even notch it so that it can relax well. So I've gone ahead to sew it, and you can see that it just blends with what we have coming. So your zipper is going to be here, and you can see the volume that we have on the hem now. So it's going to be pencil, it's going to pencil skirt up to where you have your knee measurement, and then from there it's just going to form a spiral effect. So you can see the continuous spiral effect that we have here. So all you just need to do is to iron it. I'm going to place it on the mannequin now so that we can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like on the mannequin. You can see how beautiful it is and how continuous the spirals that we formed are. So make sure that you are cutting your fabric is facing the same direction where you are cutting, so that you are not going to waste fabric by making mistake on cutting the wrong side of your fabric. I hope you enjoy making this beautiful tutorial with me. If you enjoyed this, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next one.